What's going on, guys? My name is Nixiel.
It's your boy Rubino, man.
Today we're going to do movie review for Glass.
Don't do this. Are you ready? What do we call you, sir? First name, Mr. Last name, Glass.
Now, before we do this review, if you're watching this on my channel, go check out Rubino's channel. Link down in the description below. And also check out Fear About Gaming, a gaming channel we both collaborate a lot on, and we do a lot of games, Let's Plays and stuff over there. It's a lot of fun. Go check it out.
Also check out my second channel, Kid Rubino. I do pretty much I watch cartoons, or I got some old stuff I liked as a kid. I'll buy it and just show it off. So check that out. Which I got to start doing, but it's in the description below. There
we go. Now on to the review. This is a movie from M. Night Shyamalan. It's the third of a trilogy, starting with Unbreakable in 2000, Split in...
What, 2014?
I think it was 2014 or 15. Yeah. And then Glass this year, of course, just now. And this one actually brings it all home with Unbreakable, starring Bruce Willis. He learns he's a superhero or a modern-day equivalent of a superhero. He doesn't jump, he can't fly and all that stuff, but he has super strength, indestructible-ish. He's more realistic type thing. Right. And Split, of course, introduces a villain, Kevin. Kevin's the main character, but James McAvoy plays 23 and then 24 at the end of the movie, different personalities, all vying for control, or all coexisting in this one body. Unleashing the Beast, who is the 24th personality, becomes a villain, super strength, invulnerability as well, and who's supposed to be the main villain to, or one of the villains to, Unbreakable's David Dunn.
Yeah. Then you also got Glass, who's played by Samuel L. Jackson. He does a very phenomenal job playing that character, man. You know, he always plays the crazy.
He's also a villain next to the Beast, or the Horde, as they call Kevin's character, or James McAvoy. He's a Horde because they're all different personalities in one body. He's a Horde. Right. Anyway, so he's the Horde. We have Mr. Glass, or Samuel Jackson, as you said, his character plays Mr. Glass, and he is he's Mr. Glass because he's fragile. He has brittle bone syndrome, so if you touch him the wrong way or you flick his wrist, and he'll break a bone. And throw up something on his legs, he'll break his legs. He's incredibly weak in that way, but he is a mastermind. He's able to come up with a plan after plan, contingency plan to those plans, and he's just very good at it. And this movie is about all three of these people coming together in a psychiatric ward, drawn together by Dr. Ellie Staple, played by Sarah Paulson, who's trying to convince them that they are not superheroes, they're not supervillains, they're not anything. They're just normal people with delusions of grandeur because they survived something or something had happened. And that's pretty much the whole movie's about. And of course, the underlying tale, that's what the main movie's about. The underlying tale is, of course, Mr. Glass is trying to stage the epic showdown between David Dunn, or what was his, what was he known? He didn't give himself a name, but the masses gave himself a name because of what he was doing.
The Hood or something? No, Undertaker.
No.
Wait, we're talking about for David, right?
Yeah, David Dunn's here. It wasn't the Undertaker.
Well, there was different names. There was
multiple. It was like Green something.
Yeah, like people were giving him names, but I think Undertaker was underachiever.
Underachiever?
No, because he had different. There was like Undertaker, Underachiever, It was always under something. I can't remember. I know.
The Watcher? No. Whatever. He had a name.
Yeah.
And that was the name that stuck. I can't remember what it is. I'll put it right here if we remember it, if we can figure it out. But it was him versus the Horde, and Samuel L. Jackson, or Mr. Glass, was trying to introduce heroes and villains, his whole theory and concept that people exist to the world by having them fight on a stage in front of a bunch of people. Not on stage, but
because he's a big comic book collector. He was a comic book collector when he was a kid.
Buff, geek, entrepreneur, aficionado, what do you want to call it. He loves comic books, loves art in comic books. He knows the stories, the machinations behind the stories, everything about it.
He pretty much believes that I'm going to try to explain. He probably explain better than I can. Yeah. But he pretty much believes that there are modern day superheroes. Like the people, the comic book, he's pretty much saying that the comic books that the people made are pretty much like, they pretty much got inspiration from people like the strong man from the circus or something. Like they saw man pick up something, they made a comic about it, but over-exaggerated.
In order to sell copies and make it more interesting, they made them far stronger than they actually were. They could be able to fly. Like the first Superman they explained in this movie in Glass wasn't able to fly. He was able to jump tall buildings, but he could never fly. Right. They actually added that ability on. Right. This is like the very first Superman way back when in the comics. But,
exactly.
So it's the comics become more and more fantastic or fanatical, whatever you want to call it, the longer on they go. But they're based on, according to Mr. Glass, real concepts, real people who are with supernatural or superhuman abilities. So, and that's his theory. And he thought David Dunn was a hero. He found the Horde was a villain. He himself, he didn't know what he was at first, but he realized he was a villain. He makes heroes and stuff, and he's a mastermind. Yeah. So that's the whole concept. And Dr. Ellie is here to convince them otherwise.
Yeah. And pretty much all the original characters come back from Split and Unbreakable. You got Ann Taylor, who plays Casey. She was in Split, so she comes back to help out Kevin come back to his senses and thank him for. We'll pretty much thank him being a friend. For you being, well, I would say
thank him for being a friend,
but not being a friend, but thank him for like opening up.
That's what I didn't truly understand. Brave, was their relationship? I mean, Kevin met Casey for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, well, yeah, but there was this thing where, remember, she was molested by her uncle, and she was always afraid to tell somebody, and then she finds out Kevin kind of went through the same, well, not the same exact situation, but
Kevin's father left him, left the family.
Right.
And the mother became very abusive towards him.
Right.
I don't know if it was sexual, like Casey's father was, or uncle was to her.
I think more abusive.
Still, he suffered enough. That's where his personalities came from. He disassociated and built a personality. Yeah. Like, for example, was it, not David, Dennis. Yeah. One of his personalities is a super clean, neat freak. A little bit of dirt, and that would develop because his mother wanted everything spotless. And if it was spotless, he wouldn't get hurt. Right. So Dennis comes along and cleans everything, makes sure everything's perfectly spotless so he wouldn't get beaten in order to protect Kevin.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We're going back to split level stuff. Anyway, what did you think of this movie overall?
I mean, look, when I got out the movie, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like an idiot. I did. Like he was like, look, because I don't know, I didn't know what to think of this movie. I didn't know. I had to really, like, just like I said, I had to go home and sit down and think, because something about M. Night Shyamalan movies, they just drive me crazy with the camera. Like, even in the first part, it's dark. It's super dark on screen, and in my opinion, I thought the movie theater messed it all up. And I'm thinking, because I remember I was like, hey, is this working? Is it supposed to be this dark?
That's because it's in the middle of an abandoned factory with no lights.
Yeah, but I don't know why. But it was just so dark in there. I don't know why, but
it's horror movie dark. He's a creepy dude in the middle of a abandoned factory talking to the camera, or technically who his hostage is, but to the camera as well. And there's no lights in there. The only light is coming from a street light outside through a dingy, grungy-looking window.
What else? I'm just trying to think. There were some other things. I would say maybe in the middle of the movie, it kind of, I wouldn't say it dragged for me, but her trying to convince them that they're not superheroes throughout the whole movie. There was a lot of that. Like good 20 minutes of that. Good 20, 30 minutes, I feel, of the whole movie.
I think that's the whole second half of the movie was of that. Like a good hour of it almost. They get captured.
Yeah, because
first 10 minutes they get captured or so.
Yeah, they get captured, but then throughout the movie, she's like, okay, you're just acting crazy, whatever. I mean, she went to each person.
She was trying to explain what happened to that. Okay, you almost drowned. That was your weak point that developed the superpowers. Yeah. You did this. Are you sure you did this? Because this happens. This happens. You saw the clay on his pants. Are you sure you actually saw a vision of this happening, or are you just assuming things type of thing? Yeah, so like she was trying to explain his abilities, all their abilities.
And that was throughout the whole movie. So, I mean, it was cool and everything, but it kind of dragged a little bit for me. But then at the end, when the battle happened, the ending, woo, that whole battle, that was good, though.
It was.
That was really, really.
It wasn't
really
anything
good.
like Marvel, DC. They're not flying around, breaking buildings or anything.
It's kind of like you got two evil villains battling this one superhero. That's how I felt. I love that. It was just like, okay, I'm battling this guy. I gotta protect these people. You know, and I really felt so sorry for David, man, because he really was trying to protect everybody. And they just, he was
a good guy.
He was a really good dude. Like
he treated like a criminal.
Like he's actual real superhero, because that's what superheroes do. It doesn't matter if people hate you or people think you crazy. You still save those people. Like he saved those police officers, no matter how much they try to kill them and destroy them. You know, it was pretty cool. There was
a scene. What he's talking about. There's a scene at the end of the movie where SWAT comes out. They all have riot shields and they're trying to box these people in to try to stop them from attacking each other, attacking things and hurting things. And David, of course, uses his abilities, and the first day he's being overwhelmed, and all of a sudden he starts walking with them, pushing all 4 officers into a building and closing the door behind them.
Yeah, he like
locking them in.
He actually gets like a pipe and bend it,
locking them into the little
thing
door.
just to protect them because Kevin's character, the Beast, he's just crazy. He's wilding out.
Kevin's character is actually killing the world on his.
He eating them and everything. I did like the return of David's son. What was David's son's name?
Joseph Dunn, played by Spencer Treat Clark.
Yeah, I think he did a good job. It's kind of he looks exactly the same, just older. I mean, I remember watching the movie and just seeing his face. I could just tell it was the son immediately. I was like, wow.
He has a very unique facial structure.
Yeah, he has a very unique face. So it's like he looks no different. He just looks bigger. That's it. And then you got of course Miss Pierce. Is it Miss Pierce? Oh, Miss Price. Elijah's mom or Mr. Glass's mom. They're there, and that's one thing I did like about the movie. They brought all 3 of those people together. They felt like
Split. The sidekicks of the characters.
Really? Yeah. I never thought of it like that.
Casey was able to calm the Beast down a little bit. That's Joseph, his son, was able to act as David Dunn's communicator. They communicated on crimes, all that stuff, and Mrs. Price was able to encourage Mr. Glass. And am I doing right? Am I doing this? You're doing great. You understand he was a criminal, but was still stood beside them. And it all leads up to the final twist ending. Yeah. Which we're not going to talk about what happened in the twist ending because it'll spoil everything. Go see it in theaters if you want to know what happened, or go check our social media. I'm sure people are talking about it. But that twist ending for me, what happened kind of left. That's what I did not like about this movie. The twist ending kind of took it from a nice little peak final battle that he was discussing, and then just. I'm trying to figure a better way of saying other than. The whole movie, I felt very blue-balled after this. All right. Excuse the term, but I felt expectations are high, and then they just left you on a cliffhanger, it felt like.
I kind of feel a little differently. I think they should have, like I said, I don't want to say what happens at the end, but the way they did it, I think they should have did it in a different way, because I do see them kind of continuing. They could have made like maybe one more movie, I would say.
They can, technically.
They can. They still can. Wide open to do that. Right, yeah, but the way they ended it, which, oh my God, I want to say something so bad, but I'm not going to say it. But, they could have did it a little differently. Like, that's how I feel about it. The way it ended, yeah.
It was a unique way to end it, and I was totally unexpected. I was not expecting that. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people were expecting, especially those who've seen it in the comment section below, if you were expecting what happened actually did happen, or did it throw you for a loop, because... For the most part, the first 2 movies, Split and Unbreakable, didn't have that much of a twist ending, other than, of course, him actually being a real hero in Unbreakable, and in Split, the Beast actually existing, and then leaving the girl alive at the end of that one because she had been through experiences and self-harm and stuff, so she was unbroken, therefore pure. She was broken and therefore pure. Right. In the Beast's eyes, those who have been uninjured and are unfazed by the life, they're not pure because they haven't been. I guess purified by fire would be the term to go for that. Right. They haven't gone through that, so they don't deserve to live anymore in the Beast's eyes. That was the twist ending for his movie, which is not that great of a twist. It's like small little thing. Okay, that's nice. Yeah. That's cool. That's a cop out type thing. But then this happened, and it's massive. Yeah.
Well, overall, this movie was. I still have mixed feelings about. It wasn't a bad movie. It was still good. It has its moments. There were some moments I was kind of like, you didn't really need that. But yeah, what would I say? Watch it in theaters, yeah. If you haven't seen the other movies, definitely watch them, or because
is it necessary to watch?
Yeah, I would say because Solo. Look, M. Night Shyamalan movies. The only reason why I like this because it's a trilogy and they're connected. If it was by itself, like if let's say Unbreakable just came out and it was just by itself, and I didn't know nothing, there was no trilogies or anything, it'll be a little bit. I'll look at it a little bit more differently.
What you think is, when Unbreakable did come out in 2000, no one knew it was going to be a trilogy. Right. No one knew this was going to be a trilogy until Split came out, and you saw David Dunn in the diner at the end of Split. Yeah. There's, it's in the same universe. Oh, crap. Yeah. And then he explained they're making a third movie.
That's what I'm saying, which is why these movies are great, because there's a trilogy. But by itself, even it's still, now. It's still, with all 3 movies, it still has this... whatever, it's cool.
I enjoyed the intrigue. I loved watching Mr. Glass do his thing. Yeah. Him be the mastermind, play everyone for a fool, trick him. And I was like, he did that over there. That's pretty cool. He did this. David Dunn, of course, he was able to rise to the occasion, but he was just there. Yeah. It was all about Mr. Glass, which, of course, the movie's called Glass. It's about him. his theory being realized, his action, his bringing everything together. It's all about him. So the other characters play a minor role. Yes, they are the main characters, kind of, but Glass is the primary antagonist of this movie. Protagonist?
Yeah.
Both? Whatever.
All right, so everybody did a good job, man. Let us know in the comments below how you felt about this movie. If you already watched it, if you haven't watched it, definitely go check it out. Do I recommend watching it in theaters? Yes and no. I mean, I'm throwing it up in the air with this one. I mean, I think you should watch it in theaters, in my opinion, especially if you watch Unbreakable and Split. Definitely watch this in theaters. It definitely has a very... I did like the music in it, and the music, it sounds really good in theaters. That's my favorite thing. My main thing is music also, and all the music, I forgot about that, fit very well with this. So definitely, I say watch it in theaters, but I do
want to say one small thing.
Yeah.
Every movie, like his is music, mine is CGI.
Right.
And the CGI in this movie was not terrible, which of course doesn't have to be, especially if it's not CGI.
Yeah. But
one of the issues I had issues with was at the end when you see David Dunn and the Beast were fighting, and David throws the Beast into a van. You see the van slide back and all that stuff. Yeah. Each time he throws them and all that stuff. The way he was throwing felt very weak, and the van didn't feel natural in its backwards movements when it was being tossed around. You can see that was obviously a fake CGI moment, or a not very well done CGI moment, rather. Yeah. For all I know, it could be real, and my eyes are playing tricks on me. But that's what it felt like.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they had something. I mean, I'm pretty sure the van was probably weak as hell. Probably.
All right, so nothing else more to say about this movie. Go check it out in theaters. We're not going to spoil the twist ending. We want you to see it. If you have seen there's a twist ending, let us know in the comment section below what you thought about that twist ending.
Yeah. Hit that like and subscribe button also. Man.
Definitely. Thank y'all for watching this video. Hope to see you in the next trailer reaction or movie review we do. Bye.
Peace out.